Welcome to Book Please Podcast. It's Alina here.
Hey guys, it's Amanda.
Do you want to share with the class what you did?
Oh God. So I'm in charge of like setting up the studio, right? Because you do all the editing. It's the least I can do.
You do great.
So, okay. For the, what is that called?
You can just say like, it's our audio where we put our mics are connected to it. It's our switcher, our soundboard.
Okay, that thing, our soundboard, right?
Yes.
I have to put the little card into the little hole.
She's putting a memory card in
I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Amanda talks baby. Okay, so I didn't realize there was a card already in it. So I'm like jamming our card in it. And then it gets stuck on top, and we have long nails.
Yes.
So I couldn't even try and pull this thing out. It was
so essentially she put a memory card in our soundboard. There was already a memory card in there. And it's what, an hour? It's been an hour since we got here.
I was like, Alina's going to kill me.
And we just started recording. I went to pee. I come back, and Amanda's just like, oh, no. And I was like, what? And you're like, I don't know. Don't touch it. It's going to get worse. And I'm like, what? And I saw it. And anyways, we got it out. Mm-hmm. We got out both memory cards, and now here we are recording on one, and hopefully the sound is fine, and hopefully this episode records.
I just want to say for you people that are like, coming to a studio to record, don't get black cards. I can't see if the hole is black. Please get one that's colored so I can see it, that it's in there.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it is like a little abyss in that thing. But
I'm like, oh, it's empty. No.
Yeah, it wasn't empty. Yeah. And the memory card is tiny, and I get it. And it's totally fine. Like, you're excused. We're all allowed to have a day.
Never doing it again.
We're all allowed to have a day. We just hope that, like, everything sounds good, and it'll be a surprise. Like, will this episode record? Will we have sound? Who knows?
Listen, we've been through it all.
Today has been quite the day. I really wish today we had our champagne that we had last episode.
Girl, I need champagne every episode.
Maybe
I've come
like
to the
wine.
conclusion.
Maybe we should just like start sipping on something and just, we need to be doing that.
I'm down. That'll be like
please after dark.
That'll be like my Monday night drink, and then I'll take away like a Sunday or a Saturday.
Yeah. Like sometimes you just need it.
Speaking of Sunday.
Oh, yes.
I'm so sad.
I know.
Football. I'm so sad. The Bills, I had hope.
I really had hope. So
for
we
New York
know
team.
the Chiefs and Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. A surprise to no one, but I did really hold out hopes for the Bills.
I know. I was like, okay, you did it once. Do it again.
I know. I mean, Josh Allen is on such a high this season. He just got engaged. He's deserved like this ring for so long. He gets so close every year to going to the Super Bowl, and he can just never do it. And the Bills, fun fact, have never won a Super Bowl.
Oh.
And it's like, just give it to him. And they lost by 3 points. You were so freaking close.
I know. Oh, I'm boycotting the Super Bowl. I'm not watching.
Yeah, I know. You shared this with me already. I just feel like we're over it. And
they're going to win. No offense, Eagles.
But you know what?
Okay,
you know who I have hope for? Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
He's a giant to me. Like, he'll always be. And he wears my lucky number 26. That's my birthday number. Like, so I always had faith in him. He's an amazing player. I feel like he's a huge factor in the Eagles getting to the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl is on his birthday. So I feel like the perfect storm is brewing.
Oh.
Like, I will never root for the Eagles as a Giants fan, but I'm doing it now, and let's fucking go. Like, take us all away.
Listen, if you guys are boycotting like me, go out to dinner. It's going to be empty. Pick a place with no TVs. That's what I'm going to do.
Amanda's like, I'm going to dinner. All the restaurants are going to have no people.
I'm going to call. Do you have TVs? I can't come.
I literally can't. I can't. But you were a Tom Brady fan, so you had many years of enjoying the Patriots win.
Yes.
So now you know how it feels when people are sick of a team winning.
I know, but I feel like I love Patrick Mahomes. Like, I love him. I think he's a great player. I think he's humble. Like, I like him as a person.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, damn. Let someone else win.
Yeah. No, I think he's nice. Like, he's got a wife and kids. She's a little kooky, but she's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, love me some Travis Kelce, but I just don't think that we're done.
I will boycott it 100% if they said Taylor Swift was performing. I would be like,
why do you have to always go there?
I'm just saying.
You can't wait. You cannot wait to turn something into let's hate Taylor.
No, I don't hate her. I'm sick of her. There's a difference.
No, but let's stop being sick of her. Let's just stop. Just let it be.
Why can't we talk about Sabrina Carpenter?
Because
I'm on a high with her.
Here's the thing. She's not even relevant she's barely shown. They barely showed her the
She
entire
was there with
game
her whole family.
at the end of the game after the
Everyone
game.
talked about it.
Well,
it's all over social.
So who cares? So don't like that. Why is that on your algorithm? Just stop looking at
It's
it.
probably because we talk about it so much. My phone's like, oh,
we do not
picking
talk
it up.
This episode, we're gonna start it over. No. In 2025, one of your goals is to not bash the people I love. Like publicly.
I'm not bashing.
Like I just let them.
Oh my God, I have nothing against Taylor. I'm just sick of her. I mean, I think that's okay to say.
Yes.
A lot of people were sick of Tom Brady, and
But
I get it.
I feel like she, she.
Do
really
we know who's performing for
I
halftime?
watched. Yes. Okay. So for the Super Bowl, this is something that people can enjoy when, if you don't want to watch the Chiefs again because we're over it. And it's not even like they went to the Super Bowl. They won the last two. Like, come on now. But Kendrick Lamar is performing.
Okay.
So, I mean, am I that excited? I always like it better. I feel like when a woman performs because they're going to go all out. Like,
yeah, this didn't help with me watching
I don't know
it.
if you saw this. I think it was one of the holiday games where Beyonce did like a halftime performance. I think it was, I can't remember if it was Christmas. I think it was the Christmas game. And she did a halftime show. And that shit was like the fucking Super Bowl. Like, I was like, this is what I want to see.
I think they should have a guy and a girl.
Yeah. Well, actually, Kendrick Lamar said that he's bringing out a special guest who's going to be SZA.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, okay, love this. Like, definitely cool vibes, like hip hop, R&B. I don't know how much like a broad audience. Like I just like picture like my dad trying to sit down and listen to like Kendrick and SZA. Like, it's not like like this whole family like watch it. Like when J-Lo performs or like whatever. It's like any crowd can kind of get into it.
And he's very well known. I feel like I feel like I'm kind of happy for him.
I am too.
Yeah, he's been in such the limelight for a while. Music's fire, so good for him.
No, I agree. I actually do agree with that. And he had a big year, like that big beef with Drake. Like
I was like, that would be funny if Drake was there too.
Emerged the winner. So I mean,
I love the drama. I was like, okay, he said this.
We were like just back and forth between him and Drake, and you know what? I like good for him. Like ride the wave, enjoy it. Like he's gonna be amazing. I've seen him live. I went to his Damn tour. He was incredible as a performer. So I am excited. I wonder, like because when it's rap, it's not like flashy dance and this and So I think that's what you get more from like when Rihanna's up there, she's gonna fucking do everything.
Yeah, it's different.
But we will see it, and I will continue to curse in 2025. I get
just keep me posted. Because I will not be watching.
Okay.
I'll watch it back on YouTube.
Amanda's going to be at fine dining. She's going to be enjoying her steak and lobster.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's fine. I'll
light a candle for the Eagles.
Who wins. Okay. But yeah, I am. And I'm excited to see SZA, even though she's another one that's a little kooky, but her music is great.
Yeah, I love the cookies. I think about what's that chick's
she's
name?
Really...
No, I think the craziest
one.
Oh no,
you know who I'm thinking about?
Is the craziest.
Yeah, she is. You know who I was thinking about when I said SZA? I was thinking of Summer Walker. She is out of control. That woman is out of control. So I apologize, SZA. Okay.
And we don't mean cray cray. We just mean like
just a little funny.
Just a little
something.
Unique. You are unique.
Yes, I love
Doja,
that word.
You are
that's
unique.
A great word to use. Like we don't have to be mean. We can just say you're different, and that's great.
I'm unique. I'm crazy. I know this.
We are all very special people here at Book Please.
Literally, not knocking anyone. I'm on the same train.
Do you want to know who's absolutely a Looney Tune? Can we talk about? There's been certain like reality TV show breakups lately, but one that I need to talk about, and our audience may not know. Some of them are like, if you're in Bachelor Nation, you get how crazy this is. But if not, just like a quick synopsis.
Yeah, I'm the not.
You're the not. So there's Matt James, Rachael Kirkconnell. They've been together for 4 years.
I want to look these people up.
Okay. If you see this breakup post, okay, so apparently they've been together for 4 years, like living the dream. She's way out of his league, but Rachael Kirkconnell and Matt James.
Okay.
Let me just send you the breakup post first of all, and then you'll know. But
they're cute.
Yeah. So, but she's stunning. Like she is everything of the sort.
They're so cute.
Yeah, they're cute. They've been traveling, living the dream, whatever. But the odd thing is like she's always been ready, like, family, like ready to go, get married, settle down. Like it's just like he's out there like adventuring with her, posting content, this, that, the other. It's been 4 years. You were on The Bachelor. So you're saying that 4 years ago you were ready for marriage, and all this time what? It's so strange. So they had posted like, he had just posted like hours before anything happened, posted a reel of them in London eating pizza, and it was like one of their regularly scheduled like content pieces, whatever. Hours later, it's literally them like, oh, here's us eating, blah, blah, blah. This was bomb. Just how they always post. Hours later, all of a sudden, he posts the most bizarre breakup post. And it's not like, it just feels super inauthentic. And he never, and maybe he's really religious, and that's totally fine. That's great. Like, I
just want to throw in there, shows social media is fake.
Like,
fake.
No, for sure. But like, this has not, she was not like the winner and they rode off into the sunset.
No.
Like,
I mean, they're just having peaks and then they break up.
Yeah, like
that's weird
this,
to me.
They've been together for 4 years in real life. Like, this is not like, oh, we got engaged on the show and then we stayed together and we broke up. Like, they were not engaged. They
found each other after. Yeah.
This is like a whole different thing. But there was controversy in the beginning. It's a whole story. But it's just so bizarre. He posts this thing. Not only that, he puts a location on the photo. Imagine making a breakup post and you put a location.
Oh, this wasn't even a story?
Like, he posted and he wrote, Father God. And he's never like been outspoken about his religion before, which is why it's weird. It's not weird if you he just like, Father God, give Rachel and I the strength to mend our broken hearts. And just like this whole like little prayer. And at the end he goes, remind us that our joy comes from you, Lord. And then a broken heart emoji, like after his little paragraph. Everyone is like, what is going on?
Do we know what happened? Who?
We know nothing. Oh. So what we know is like he posted this random post right after all of their couples content, like hours after. Mm-hmm. And then, so Rachel says nothing. Their pages are completely each other. And then Rachel liked a comment. So this is how we know where her head is at. The comment was like, everybody waiting for Rachel to like speak out. I have a feeling she was like, given the fact that it was like posted right after their couple stuff, like she was blindsided by this post. So like, give her time to speak out. And she liked that comment. So obviously she was blindsided by the post. Then her sister commented on somebody's thing that was like, how could you break up in like 14 hours and make a post? Because it was like right after that, couples thing.
I can tell you.
And then the sister wrote, try 3 hours after breaking up.
This is my thing.
So he posted 3 hours after they broke up.
That's not surprising. That doesn't surprise me. This reminds me of Zach Bryan.
Yes.
Making a post. These men want females to know I'm sliding your DMs because me and her are not together.
Yeah.
So, yes, this just happened, but I'm a free man and I'm going to let the world know. So that's why I think these men.
And it's like bitter ego. It's taking control. It's saying like, you're taking the power. You're being the one to say it. And like, it's only natural. Like when you go through a breakup, like even if there was no room for discussion to like figure it out or whatever, you need time to process. You need a little, like that is so messed up. You broke up 3 hours ago. You posted this. And now not only is she shattered, but she's having to deal with all the tabloids writing stuff, everybody blowing up her phone, people checking in. Like this is private. This is absolutely disgusting. And I am so happy, honestly, for her that this happened, because look at what a monster this man, he's been putting on this facade this time.
4 years,
like,
you can't be that surprised.
I have a feeling that like either because it was so abrupt and weird that like they were still like posting together and they had just been on a trip and then like it happened within hours of that. I have a feeling that my theory is either one of two things. Like she found something out.
Something happened.
Or like they had some kind of like a talk, like maybe she was upset like about timeline and this and that. Like it's been 4 years and they're having this conversation. Like the perception is like she's always been ready and kind of waiting for this guy.
Yeah.
And he got mad and then he just like they ended it and he just posted.
We don't want to put rumors out there though.
Like, yeah, no, but this is just my impression of it. Like you were bitter and angry and you're like, oh, okay, we're done then. Like it's just disgusting.
If infidelity was involved, I think that's even more distasteful to do that. Because then it's like she has to get over that. But not saying that's what happened.
Yeah.
But I hope it's not that. It doesn't seem like that. Maybe they just went their separate ways and he was quick to like put himself out in the streets.
Yeah. And I feel like for a couple that is so public and always posting each other, like you take your time when you're both ready. Like you have that general respect for each other to wait for things to calm down, for you to be ready to like handle the brunt of like seeing it all over social media, in tabloids, whatever. You release a joint statement. You have like some sort of respect for each other, or you at least know, like Paige and Paige DeSorbo and Craig Conover. They just broke up,
great
right?
breakup.
And it's very sad. And I'm sure there's harsh feelings and this and that. But it's like they took their time. They both knew when the other person was speaking out, even though they didn't release a joint statement. Like she addressed it in her way. He addressed it in his. They were both like aligned.
Cordial.
Like they love each other. And that, like, that's how it should be. How old are we that this is what we're doing?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like watching Craig, because I watch him on the show.
Yeah.
I can tell he's not a guy that would do something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know that Bachelor dude, but I'm
Matt
sure there's
James.
signs that he.
Yeah. I just don't like him. There was a lot of controversy with him and her in the beginning, and she kind of got canceled. And I won't go into like the reason, but whether or not it was valid, like he put her on a pedestal to be shamed and like never took her side, but like still took her back over it. And it's like, just be a man, like kind of just, it's just the way it was handled and everything that happened. Like I don't like him. I don't like him.
Sounds like someone wouldn't have liked from the beginning.
Yeah. So, you know, shame on you, Matt.
She'll be fine. She's
like,
gorgeous. She's sweet.
Yes, she is stunning. I'm like wishing.
Should we
her
play
all the
matchmaker?
We,
No, I'm kidding.
You know what, Craig? I would love her with Craig.
Oh,
I think they'd be amazing.
They would
She's
be
been
cute.
ready to settle down. She's already in the reality TV world. Like Craig is a sweetheart, so wholesome, so wonderful, and like I feel like I could definitely see it. And she's gorgeous.
I ship this.
Yeah,
I ship
So,
this.
I'm so glad.
Oh,
I'm so
this
glad.
is good.
And you know what? I love Paige so
I love
much.
her. Yeah, she's great.
And so many women have spoken out too because she's so like career focused. She's on such a high. Like she's such a wonderful woman and has spoken out on a lot of like things and pushes boundaries, I feel like, as a woman in her career. And a lot of women have spoken out and kind of said, like, she shows me like it's okay to feel like at 32 you can enter a relationship and not be like, oh my God, I ruined everything. Am I going to get married? Am I going to have kids? What am I doing? Like, if it's not right, it's not right. And that's okay. And you can still have love for each other. And it doesn't have to be like something absolutely horrid has to happen for it to end.
Yeah, no, I agree. My biggest thing is like, I mean, I've seen their relationship, always thought they were cute, but I always knew they weren't on the same page. Like, Paige, do your thing, girl. When you are ready to start a family, you could do it whenever you want.
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
Yeah.
You know, but poor Craig is like ready and
and he's older.
And he's older. That's another thing too. And if the tables were turned, I feel like it would be, no, there are women dating younger men these days. So I feel like that's a thing too. But yeah, I mean, I like their breakup. It was super cordial.
Yeah.
And the time they had together, I'm sure was great. No regrets.
Yes. So there's definitely a stark difference between the
All right,
two.
Craig, you know whose DM's this line? Not mine. I meant the girl.
You meant Rachael
Yeah,
Kirkconnell. I see it for sure. I see it. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But wishing them all well, except for Matt James. Sorry.
Karma is a bitch.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yep.
Okay. Into book news right now. I cannot focus. I know our next book is going to be Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, but just having the copy of that gorgeous hardcover, and we got the deluxe limited edition with the sprayed edges.
Beautiful.
Just having that like on my coffee table is killing me.
It's hard.
I'm holding out for you guys. I want an authentic reaction on the pod, and that's why I haven't picked up the book yet. But I am telling you, I'm dying. My whole feed is everybody reacting to Onyx Storm, everybody talking about stuff. And I'm like, I can't read it for 2 more weeks because we're doing it for the pod.
I do want to say, you know, if I was reading any other book, I'd be like, oh, I just want to dive into that one.
Yeah.
But our book that we're reading is so good that
Right.
it keeps me captivated to not even thinking about that. But when I see it, I'm like, ugh.
Yes. No, I love the book that we're reading for the
Yes.
pod now, but I would be reading both at the same time because I cannot wait to read Onyx Storm.
My mind don't work like that.
I'm reading 2 books right now, but Rebecca Yarros has been doing some press tours for Onyx Storm, naturally, like coming out, the author. And she has said a few things, like released some teasers, some spoilers, and also just some notes about the series as a whole. So one of the things that she said for the 4th book, which is not Onyx Storm, it's coming out after Onyx Storm, she said, someone you love is going to die. So I am just like, I mean, we haven't.
I only love one person, so
Zayden.
I hope it's not him.
If it's Zayden, we're not
If it's
okay.
a dragon, I might be okay.
No, I would not be okay if it's a dragon.
I just don't want it to be the cute one.
I
What's
need
her
it
name?
to be.
Adarna?
Andarna,
Yeah, I don't want it to be
know.
her.
I need it to be like Dane, and I'll be okay with that. If it's Dane, I'm fine.
Bro, I wanted Dane out after the first book. Like,
You know what's so funny? Rebecca was speaking to a crowd of people, and they were not so fond of Dane, and she was so overprotective. She's like, "Listen, he is just a boy who like followed his dad and like whatever he said, and he was just trying to be a good kid, and he was taught things that weren't right, and blah blah." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like you could just see it in her face how
girl, you created that monster.
he's not. I want to say he's a monster.
He's so dumb.
But he's a little, he's special for sure.
He is.
What she did say about Liam, rest in peace, dear Liam.
Oh my God, Liam, I could
She
cry
was
thinking
talking
about him.
about Liam, and she was
Oh,
like,
that's a spoiler, by the way, if you haven't read.
People were, well, yeah, these are all, if you don't know the series, like,
don't
tune out.
Tune out.
But so Liam died, and obviously previous to Onyx Storm, and she mentioned him, and they were like and some question was brought up that prompted this answer, and she was like, no, the minute when I introduced Liam, I already knew this was his path. Like I knew when I introduced Liam he was gonna die. And she was like, Liam, where is he gonna go? What character development is he gonna have? He's already perfect. She was like, this was the point. You love him and he rips your heart out, and he's this wonderful person. Like he's not gonna grow, he's not going through, he doesn't need change.
But
like,
his sister, he could have
like,
raised his sister. Like he could have found love.
Girl, there's so much that we would love from Liam. But I do love that he comes back and like visions to Violet.
Yo, casting for Liam better be fire.
Yes, better be fire. She did talk about her series.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
So no, that's a great point. So obviously Amazon MGM Studios picked up the Empyrean series. So they're going to start with Fourth Wing, and Rebecca Yarros talked about on her press tour where that's at. It's still in early stages, but she read the script and she was like, I was super nervous about, you give your baby away and you sat with this for so long and you've written everything and you're so overprotective over every word and thing. And she's like, I read this script, and she's like, you guys are going to lose it. She's like, so happy
I hope
with it.
so. I don't
She
need a
was
repeat
beaming.
of Twilight, that's for sure.
Oh,
I don't need a repeat of
Some low budget bullshit.
I love the books, and then the movie, I was guys.
Until the
like
last, two, they didn't know they were, when they did that first one, that looks like something I shot in my high school films class. Like that first movie. Probably though they didn't anticipate the demand. Like with Fourth Wing, she knows that she's getting top budget. Like it's probably going to be amazing.
Oh yeah.
But she is so happy with the script. You could just see it. So I was like, I love this.
Yeah, if she loves it, we're going to love it.
One thing she pointed out too about casting, because there's been a lot of theories, and we did have an episode last year where we casted people. Maybe that we'll revisit that soon before that comes out, and we'll see if we want to refine anything. But one of the things she pointed out, because some theories are trying to cast Xaden, and she made clear, she's like, just letting you know, he is not white. He's a person of color.
Yes, Zay Daddy is a chocolate daddy.
Zay Daddy is chocolate, is brown, is something else. Whatever he is, he's ethnic in
he's no
some
Edward.
way.
He's no Edward.
He's not. He's definitely not an Edward. So that's something that she definitely made clear on her press tour.
Zay Daddy, I can't wait for that casting. So don't disappoint.
Yes, I know. He's the most important.
The most important. I don't care about plain Jane freaking Violet.
I'm dead. He is for sure the most important. And what else did she say? Oh, so for Onyx Storm, apparently there's so much, there's a drama-filled final page in Onyx Storm. And it's been referenced so much. I see people live reacting to reading the last page on social media, and people are in a tizzy about it. And then someone asked her about the last page, and she kind of said, I knew when I started the series that this was going to be there. So she was so writing that page was so surreal for me, and it's the final page of Onyx Storm.
I can't even guess it. I feel like I have to start reading it first.
Oh my gosh, I'm what is gonna happen?
Where does her mind go that she before writing it, she's this is how it's gonna end.
She said she's a plotter, so she's I plan out these things. Makes even sense. With Liam, she's I'm introducing Liam to die. This is his trajectory, so she knows certain. And I think even if you're not so much a plotter, you need to know at some point this is where this is going overall. So this must be a big thing that we're left with, and then it's going to kill us to wait for book 4.
I'm just trying to. I feel like for book 4, like you can't kill off Violet. I feel like you cannot.
Yeah,
But I'm
right.
okay with that instead of Xaden.
I don't think it's gonna be Violet. I really hope
It might
and
be
think
a
it's not gonna
dragon.
be.
It's gonna be a dragon.
If it's a dragon, my little heart will be shattered. Like
I like the banter of the
if
dragons.
it were not like the dragons, I feel like it could be a dragon for sure, and that guts me because I will sob my baby eyes
If it's
out.
Xaden, I'm done reading.
No,
That's it. You lost a fan.
I totally agree. And what she did say too about book 4 is like for this book, Onyx Storm, she had a deadline and she's working towards a goal and she knows what she's doing and she needs a break. Like she needs to be with family. Like these books are huge. It takes up a lot of time. Like she's like, I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to be with family. I'm going to go away. I'm going to, reset. And when I'm ready to like pick it up and like start again, I'm going to do it. So she doesn't have any plans to be like, okay, the book is coming out in a year. Like we're not getting that. So we don't know even. So this bitch, if you're leaving us on a cliffhanger on that last page and then you don't have a 4th book till God knows when, I am done with you, Rebecca.
I know. I feel like Twilight was like my opening to like fantasy.
Yes.
And then we did Fourth Wing and then we did ACOTAR. So I feel like I'm like, yo, who's going to read these thick ass books? But I'm like, I love it.
No.
There's so many layers.
Like I am sick, obsessed. Like there's nothing.
I want to read
that
Quicksilver. Like I don't know if that's fantasy, but it just seems like it's so good.
Quicksilver is becoming a movie, so we have to read
it.
it.
I'm excited for that too. That's been on my bucket list.
Let me actually see kind of like
because you guys know I only do 4 and up books on Goodreads, and that shit got over 4.
This is a super controversial take though. Like there is a whole thing about book ratings and like, you got to think about the authors.
Yes, I give you a 2 if you wrote a book.
You're trusting
You'll
all
always
these
at least
strangers.
get a 2.
A 3 is fair. If something's above a 3, it's fair. Like, that's really hard.
I know. Trust me, I know. I'm working on that.
Okay.
Like I was at Barnes & Noble and I read the back of a book and I was like, this shit sounds fire.
Yeah.
So good. I go on Goodreads and I'm like, I can't read it.
See, you can't do that.
I know.
You can't do that. That's not.
My time is precious. Like I would be so mad.
Okay, but I guess it's like if it's like complete like across the board, the reviews are like this is ass and like whatever, fine. But if the book is kind of something that is pretty good across the board, but there's a couple of people that are not that into it, like it's still worth a try if you're super into the description.
I feel like there's books that are 4s for Frida McFadden and I'm like, hell's nah.
Yeah.
That was a 2.
I'm reading a Colleen Hoover book right now, and for me I'm reading one of her like 4 and up books, and it's a little I'm reading.
Is it like Ugly Love?
It's
oh wait, you like that? I'm sorry, I forgot you like that. Never mind.
Everything I like.
That's my least favorite Colleen. But I'm saying it.
No, it's not. It's good, but I'm reading Regretting You for those of you who have read it. It's good. It's just that it's predictable. I knew exactly what was coming.
Oh, then I can't read it.
And I was like, because like after there's a big shift that happens, and as you're building to it, I was like, oh, this is definitely why this is happening. And then once that happens, I immediately think, oh, it means this, and like chapters and chapters later, the character's like, oh my God, what if this? And I'm like, you fucking bitch. I knew that 5 chapters ago. Like, to me, that bothers me.
Even same. Like, I like a twist.
So I'm like, for those of you who read it, you'll probably know what I'm talking about.
I feel like reminders of him. Absolutely.
Sorry, I keep looking at my phone. I keep trying to get to
no, you're good.
Quicksilver. And
I just want to talk about reminders of him quick.
Is.
If that became a movie or it has to be a movie, it can't be a show. I would freaking love it.
Reminders of him is becoming a movie.
It is. Did we talk about this already?
We did.
Oh shit, I can't
Valentine's Day 2026.
I thought Verity too. There's too many.
Verity is coming out this year, and so is The Housemaid.
Good for Colleen, actually,
I don't
to
know,
make
actually,
up for it.
Is Verity dropping this year? I'm not sure, but the casting is all set. But The Housemaid is dropping this year, and it's coming out on Christmas. Okay. Reminders of Him is coming out on Valentine's Day 2026.
Do we have any casting yet for that?
For Reminders of Him? No.
Okay.
Not that I know of. They're probably doing Verity first, and then
Good for her. She needs a little makeup
I know.
from
We need
This
to
Ends
get
With Us.
over this hump with the It Ends With Us bullshit. I'm so tired of seeing it. The whole thing is cringe at this point. Just drop it. I'm done with everybody. Like
I'm happy for Colleen, though. She needs to get away from that drama.
I feel bad for Colleen because she had to deactivate her social media. And I'm like, this poor bitch. Like, she just wanted to be an author.
She's just writing books. I know.
Like, my God. And
Aw.
she's getting all these movies, and she's probably like, I'm done with Hollywood. Like,
Colleen, just be our friends. Forget
like,
everyone
we're
else.
here. Come on the
Yeah,
pod,
come on the
Colleen.
pod.
Like, well, it'll be
We'll
like,
talk about everything
we'll
but
bring
that.
wine. Oh my
Okay, I'm
gosh.
sorry. I could go off on tangents.
No, you're good. Okay, why don't we get into our book, speaking of romance
Yes.
books? So we read chapters 21 to 28 in Bella Vita by Mary Belle. And we are absolutely obsessed with this book, continue to be with each section that we read. We only have one more and then it's over. And I am loving the ride.
Bitch, I've been crying and crying and crying.
Mm-hmm.
I was home last night and I'm like, oh, freaking, thank God no one's here. I'd be embarrassed.
I'm reading
bawling.
the book and I'm like, I'm in Italy. I'm Mia. I'm loving my life.
And then that's another thing, Mary.
Yeah.
You get me. I'm like, oh my God, this man's so dreamy. Are there people like that out
Yes,
there? And I'm like,
yes.
ugh.
Yes, there are.
And there are. No, now I know, but I'm just like, damn, why can't they all be like that?
I know.
Oh, he's so thoughtful.
But
He's
that's
so
what makes-
romantic. He's so.
That's what makes love and finding your person so special because, like, when it's that right person, like
Mary, you
there's
made my
just
standards
nothing-
like this.
like yes,
like
good
this.
as
They don't
as she should.
propose to me in Tuscany. I'm not doing
Yeah.
it.
Future hubby for Amanda. Did you hear that? Okay, we need a.
But not on a gondola. I don't
No.
want that. That's
But
where it happened.
Yes, we won't do. No. Have you seen? There's so many proposals where like people do it on a boat or something, and then the ring goes overboard.
I love that. Love that.
When the ring goes overboard.
Well,
you
yeah,
love
because then the best man goes in and tries to
Ah.
find it
in the ocean,
in the ocean.
and they never do.
And it's like a moment when Kim K lost her diamond
So
earring in the
stupid.
water.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's valid to cry over. Like when you're an average Joe and the engagement ring falls
Oh
into the
yes,
water.
I
and
thought you
ruin
meant
a
Kim K. I was
proposal.
like, she'll be fine.
But Kim K, she needed to chill out. But yeah,
Okay.
this book was everything. We picked up right after the proposal. They go back to the villa.
Yep.
So much is happening. How have you been feeling with this?
Oh,
section?
okay. I'm gonna tell you every part I cried. I wrote it down.
She's like, I have
cried.
2 hours worth of notes.
I cried
cried.
when he proposed to her again with the ring.
Yes.
And how it brought like the mom, his mom, her mom's side, like the
Yes.
families together. I
Yes.
was just like, chef's kiss, beautiful.
I'm so happy. Okay, so let's talk about this ring for a second. The ring was super special because, and the stupid brother, I can't handle him, but I'm so glad that it shut him up because Mia's brother was like,
I love her brother.
There's no ring.
He's a character.
And then, yeah, he is for sure. He could go marry Francesca. So, anyway,
Don't wish that on anyone.
appreciate what a real partner does. But anyways, so he gets this amazing ring for her and it's so sentimental, special, does it back at the villa. And then I also love that I was a little nervous that he was going to give her, like we talked about this last episode, the ring that was intended for his mother.
Which
And he
so happy
didn't.
about that.
So I'm really holding out hope that that we like tie this up with the bow
And
and
the
that
mom-
the father gives the mom like the ring like she was
Yeah.
always meant to have.
Learns
Because
to be
that ring is
romantic like
still
his
there.
son.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that to me was like a part that I'm still just like a little like, okay, thank God he
Ugh.
didn't give her the actual ring. And then we
I
still
thought it was
have hope
beautiful.
for that.
Yeah. Oh, when I cried too, like I could cry thinking about it, but when she could tell that her dad was still off, like they're celebrating. She's like, what's wrong? And he's like, I know you're going to move here. And he's like, how am I supposed to protect you?
Yeah.
And I was
Oh
just
my
like,
God,
oh.
yes,
And then Gennaro's like, that's my job now. Like, I'm gonna do. And I was like, oh my
Oh
God.
my gosh.
My
Amanda.
heart.
Oh my God. Because
Because it's like he's giving up his baby. It's like,
he's like, I will
you
be her
dated
protector.
losers, but I'm happy
Yeah.
you like I was just
He
like,
said
oh.
all of those things to her. Like, I have seen who my daughter has been with, and like he literally gave it to him. He's like, there's nothing I can find, and like you've gone out of your way to like make sure that everything works for all of us, and you think
He says
about
you're still
everything.
planning
You're
shit.
still- yeah, you're so like that's a real like
Ugh.
just unbelievable person, and like what more could you want for your daughter?
I was bawling, and like even Mary like tying it in with like poor freaking Mia's like, oh, and her dad's like, like you're moving. I know it's reality.
Yeah.
And, I won't
It's
be here for you.
bittersweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Gennaro coming in like the superhero
Yeah,
he is.
he's
It's like,
don't worry, I
got her
have
daddy, don't you
Yes,
worry.
Yes. And I think it'll bring them all together too. Like they'll have a place to go visit all the time. I think it'll be more special. It's nice that he's not like a total stranger.
Mhm.
Like there's Pesca there. They're like they already all know
and
each other.
he said he may get their own place,
Yes. Exactly. So it's really so special. Like the way that everything ties together. I do want to talk about Allie and Vincenzo.
That was what I was going to bring up next. Yes. Oh,
because we were predicting, we were like, who's Allie going to go with?
You're like, Giovanni. It has to be someone.
Like we are so loving this with Vincenzo.
I think poor Giuseppe needs love now.
Giuseppe needs to, he needs time. Giuseppe needs time.
Poor
and
baby.
He's young and he's the youngest. Like
No.
he'll be fine. You know, I'm sure he's handsome like his brother, and you know.
Even Allie finding Vin, and I was like, how do they find these men that are so obsessed and in love with them?
I
was
love
like, oh.
that Vincenzo is like also like a Gennaro, like and
Cut from the
that
same
they're
cloth,
best
yeah.
friends, and they came together to visit.
And Allie and Mia's hearts are exactly the same
I
too. So it's
know.
like,
it's so special, and I love that it's like the four of them, they can all hang out. And it was nice too that like Mary was pointing out like certain things about like maybe the journey not being the same, and even if this guy isn't like the love of her life who like she's gonna be with for the rest of her life, it's not just like, oh, a guy made me like change my mind. It's like he taught Allie that like you'll be okay. You can find this. People like this are out there. Like it's just something that helps like guide you. It's just helping you move forward. It's not about, oh, a guy changed your mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's the lessons you're learning. It's opening your mind and seeing things that are better out there and different than what you're used to, and you don't have to settle for that. And they did point out that like they don't want to get married again. And I was kind of like, I hope that
think
changes.
they say that. It'll change. I just think it's so new. She's still going through the divorce.
And
so
he went through infidelity like in his relationship.
But then I also think it's okay. Like they've done it before, and like they could just be happy with each other. She needs to move to
it
Italy.
doesn't have to look like everyone's path if they're each other's person. Okay. You have a part you need to read?
Yes, before we get into like them visiting.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is when he proposed to her again.
Yes.
And, you know, everyone's clapping. And then he said, and as I stood there, her hands in mine, I vowed to never forget where living presently in one single moment had led me. And I was like,
that is so.
It kind of reminds me of living, like tying into the first book.
Yeah.
So now I was just like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. And it's like
look at what we got from all of this.
So I'm like, girl, if someone's asking you on a date, you're not sure, like, you know, but you kind of just do it. You don't know where it may lead.
Yeah.
Unless they're a stranger, do a background check.
A part that I really want to read. It's at the end, but it doesn't matter that it's at the end because we can still get into the plot. But it's kind of like saying the same message. It's at the end of the chapters that we read. So it's the last page on chapter 28. And she had been talking about how she like, this is like after she had moved there, but she had been talking about how she like never had a Valentine's Day and all of that.
So cute.
And
I know which part you're going to read again.
Yeah. And he kind of is like that first person, and he did everything for her. And it like just shows her the difference between the boys that she was dating and the man that's in front of her, and the right man, not just any person that's like, okay, he's decent, this, that. Like, this is your person who sees you, who knows you, who, and I feel like this part to me was just everything. Okay, let me get, that's not the right, here we are. Okay. So, she's basically saying like how this is the best Valentine's Day she ever had. And she said, in essence, it was a reminder that if you find yourself wanting more, longing for more, and in a constant state of disappointment, you weren't with the person meant for you. And the longer you choose to remain with that person, the longer you'd prevent yourself from finding the right one. Isn't that what everyone deserves? To be loved fully, wholly, and undeniably, utterly consumed by someone who worships them, never giving them reason to doubt it? That's what love means to me anyway. And I can't. Like,
we're such love girlies, too, so that's like right up our alley.
We're both like, let's share another quote that's going to gut me. Like, it is. It's so true. It's such...
I feel like she's teaching me life while I'm reading someone else's love story.
And that's what I love about this book. And it's so relatable and it's so real because it's like the right person will give you all those feelings, and you will have peace, and you will have happiness, and you won't have worry, and you won't have doubt, and you won't be concerned about A, B, and C, or disappointed all the time, or longing for more.
Yep.
And it's just everything of the sort. Okay, let's get into certain things. First of all, as friends, love Vincenzo, hated Marco. You're a 34-year-old man. He said, I'm losing my wingman. I'm like, grow up.
Marco it's okay. They eventually
There
stop
are so
being.
many men like that in real life. I'm like, grow up. Okay, anyways. So we get another little visit to the U.S.
Oh, Daddy Gennaro.
So he visits with Vincenzo. Allie sets it up. It's supposed to be like right after her divorce party. They're out there drinking. They're having a great time. And then freaking the ex from book 1 shows up.
A-hole.
Hate him. Oh my God. He was like literally like
and
assaulting her.
And it's sad because I'm reading this and I'm like, oh my God, I know so many losers like this.
Like literally, you just think like she's going to be all over you.
Like you're
don't
fucking
not,
God's
like,
gift.
Kiss her neck and shit and try.
Bro, I saw red for her.
I was
like,
so happy he's harassing her. I was so happy she slapped the shit out of him.
Oh.
And then that Gennaro was there and because at first she did a great job with this scene because you think you're set up to be like, who's behind her? Oh, it's Gennaro. So she's sitting there. She's like, I feel this presence, this, that, the other. And then we're like waiting like, oh, that's so obvious. And it wasn't him. So I was like, oh, wow. So then when it was him, I was more surprised. So I really enjoyed that it was like set up like that where it was like, oh, it's actually the ex. And then he does come actually. That was crazy.
And Allie cracks me up because she knows, like, she's like, oh, shit, this is the ex. Gennaro's going to feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Let me try and, I would have done the same. I would have been like,
let
me handle it.
I was like, I can't tell what the read is supposed to be on her face right now because she was just like mouth open, like eyes wide, like looking at her like, fuck. Like, it was
come
like, we need to go. I was dying.
And then once he kissed her neck, our boy...
Yes.
Decked him,
yes.
rightfully so.
Yes.
I think any man should do that for any chick that's freaking being.
For sure.
That's like sexual harassment.
For sure it was. For sure it was. I was even pissed that they kicked him out. Like,
right?
Did you not know what happened? Like, I would have been like, she's being sexually harassed. Like, are you guys okay? Like, hello. That. But whatever, it ended up being fine. They,
oh my God, when they get back to the house, they're each doing their own little dirty thing. And then they get a note under the door the next morning.
I was dead.
And I was like, what did she say? It was like, it was like,
the note?
The note. It was like.
Oh, it basically said, like, turn the porn down. And if it's not porn, good for you.
Yes. I was like, what did they think it was? A TV or porn?
Yeah. So funny.
And then Allie's like, yay for me. I love that.
That was so cute. They're so fun. I love that Allie's enjoying, too, because she really deserves it. And then they decide, too, that, like, they're going to push up. Like, they made a more definite decision on when Mia would move to Italy.
February.
And so then she goes on February 1st, and what awaits her is something you could never prepare for.
I just want to dial back one time to Allie again, because another thing I like that Mary did is like, I would say Allie, like going through a divorce, she has kids.
Yeah.
And yes, she fell in love with someone in Italy, and I hope she gets the ending. I hope like she's able to take the kids and move there. Right. That's like dream. But I like that she's setting like this realistic expectation. Like she's falling in love with this man. It's not going to be easy because she has kids going through this divorce, and he's making an effort. So I feel like it kind of shows women that like don't think you can't leave because you have a family. You can still, do what's best for you and them. So I love that was thrown in there too. Yeah. It's not like she made it easy where Allie was single, and then
she's talking about her custody battle and all that. So
very human.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I love that. That's what I love about her writing. It's super authentic and real.
Yes.
And that definitely sets her apart for sure.
Okay, when she gets to Italy.
Let's go to our part.
Fucking bawled my eyes out.
Like the little house, everything inside. The way he...
Thoughtful.
Because it was so funny how he was like, it was the longest, however much amount of time, like month, but the shortest at the same time, because he's probably busting his ass trying to get everything together, like the house, her little shop.
He got a new job. He transferred.
Yeah, he transferred, like everything. He thought of everything. He is just unbelievable.
And he has good friends and family, that's for sure.
Yeah, he does. So, like, they set up the house. And it's nice that he's like, the house can be ours. It's not, like, on the property with the rest of the family. Like, it's a little bit removed, but still right there. And stunning. I mean, that bathroom. I mean, the waterfall, the everything,
bro,
the views.
I bawled. And then when he's like, I have one more surprise, I'm like, this man, where do
cafe.
what?
Yes. Yes. I was just
I bawled. And then when fucking skanky ass Francesca walked in.
So I loved the scene, that we got the parents come in. So like Gennaro's dad finally
Do you think I cried?
apologizes and
Bawled.
comes there. And I was like ready for this moment. And then Francesca, that hoe, had to walk in. At that moment, I'm like, you're going to ruin the whole moment.
Bro, I cried for Francesca when she was talking to her.
Ew.
I
didn't, Mary.
know. I think Mia, she handled it very well.
She handled
and
it
she
so
gave her
well, and
advice.
she didn't need to handle it like that, and I wouldn't have handled it like that. She was better than me because you know why?
She's so happy. She has no hate in her heart that I think she did the right thing. And I hope I would get like that, but I would have been bitter.
I do understand, but she has put her especially through the ringer. And not only has she done that to her, but she wasn't just a bitter bitch. Like, she was like trying to ruin lives. Like, what she did to Giuseppe is unforgivable psychosis.
I think Giuseppe's
like,
bigger than
out of control.
her
like,
husband.
You're literally sick in the head if you're going to fake a pregnancy and do all of this just to try and get Gennaro. Like, that, she's out of control. Like, yes, Mia took the high road. I commend her. I just could never in that scenario. I mean, what she said was so beautiful, but Francesca like didn't even deserve it. But I'm glad it was handled like that because she's gonna be there for the rest of her life. So
yeah, I thought it was perfect. I think it shouldn't have went any other way.
Yeah,
I think that Francesca left with like light bulb, like she's right. Like, I want someone to love me how he loves her and their love. Like, she was jealous.
He's
she was
never gonna give you that.
Yes.
And so she said that in the kindest of ways.
Like, go find your person.
Kindest of ways.
Yep.
Like, this is not. He's never even showed you an ounce of that. It's like, what are you going after? What are you missing? You never.
And
had
then
it.
she insinuated, you just want him for what he has.
Yeah.
Like, you think this is all yours?
Yeah,
but she's it's crazy. She obviously didn't love this man for him. So,
and it was okay that it happened in the end in front of the parents because it really showed Mia's character to them as well.
Especially the dad.
Yeah.
Oh, the dad.
And then
so
that
sweet.
apology. This makes me feel, I hate to say it, but this makes me feel like he's going to pass away. And that was like one of his final acts in this book. Like, he's had his character development. He's grown.
we need him and his wife to have a good last few years.
I know. And I hope he gives her that ring, and I hope whatever, but I am nervous.
Let's off Marco if we have to choose someone.
I am nervous. Yeah, Marco can go. But
watch him and Francesca hook up.
I know. Plot twist. No, but like, I'm so nervous. I don't know what's gonna happen.
And honestly, Mary, like, I'm assuming the ending is gonna be phenomenal. They get
like
married.
Talk to Mary like she's here. We're like, listen, Mary.
Mary's gonna watch. I'm talking. I know you're watching.
We love you, girl.
But I think you need to do a third book where it's like they have kids, and unless you end it, you better not do in this book end it like that. That it's like, and they live happy. Don't Twilight my ass where they're like showing them all grown up and shit now.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I hope we get another book where it's like, their love continues.
I don't know if there's another book.
Well, what do you mean? Giuseppe needs a happy ending after he grows up. Francesca needs to find someone.
I do feel like she, because when she was talking about her other projects, she wasn't saying like a book 3.
No, I know that. I'm speaking it into existence.
Okay. Well, we'll talk. We'll talk to her.
And we better be a beta reader.
Maybe we can squeeze out another book.
If you need some inspiration, I got you.
Yeah. We'll send some notes.
Yeah. If we have to off anyone, we'll let you know.
Not the dad. Anyways, we'll see what happens. I mean, is there anything else that you want to add? I think that was like the end of where we got to was like
then everything.
The apology, and then they have their beautiful Valentine's Day. She finally gets her and you know what? Let me say, I never had. I mean, Trey and I were almost at 5 years, which is insane. But the first 2 were like long distance, so it was. My timeline is a little bit different because we weren't like in the same state for the beginning of it, but I never had a good Valentine's Day before him. He gave me my first, 5 years ago was my first special, most amazing Valentine's Day I ever had. And I was just like, when she had that moment with her person and she's like, wow, this is what it's supposed to feel like. This is how they roll out the red carpet. This is what they do for you. I was like, oh my God, that's how I felt when I finally had my person like put in that effort for me. And I was always disappointed prior. It was just, I was like, oh.
See, for me, thank you, Mary, for this and all my Instagram chicks that I follow. I feel like for me, my standards are so high. Like, yes, you should do something for Valentine's Day, not because, I feel like women just expect it, you don't want her to be like, well, everyone else did this and you did shit. But I also think every day. Like, do things like maybe not every day. I get normal life shit, but like make them feel special all the time, not just on Valentine's Day.
100%.
Birthday's got to be big.
So true. No, but that's the thing that makes the difference and that lasts. And I had seen, like, forgive me for not being able to give credit where it's due, but sometimes things pop up about like relationships and this and that, like on social media, and people talking through things. And I think it was like a relationship counselor, some expert in relationships, a therapist, talking about what makes a successful marriage and what doesn't. And one of the things that this person said was like one of the top indicators is like handling like the little cues, like when your partner is like, oh, my shoulder really hurts, and then you go and like you rub the shoulder, or like something was on their mind and you bring it up and you remember, like it's just those things that like show you're paying attention and you know what they need and what they want and what they deserve, like the little gestures. You're having a bad day, I came home, I brought you flowers, like those things that you're like in tune with your partner. If your partner comes home and they're like, oh my gosh, I like really I'm so tired and like I hurt my foot today and whatever, and then you say, you know what, sit down, I'm gonna make dinner, and like you start rubbing their foot and whatever, like
it's the little
you
things.
are listening and responding to cues. You're in tune, you're doing the things. It's not just about that. Is such a big thing, because it's like, yeah, you can plan a dinner on once a year on a Valentine's Day and bring flowers, but who cares about it then?
Your man is romantic. That's something I know about Lil Che.
Yes.
He's definitely romantic. Keeps you happy.
So romantic. He is the king of just because flowers also.
Yeah, he's so
I get
cute.
Flowers every couple of weeks. Like, he's the cutest. And he always plans surprises. So
yeah, he's sweet like
he's
that.
very
yeah.
much a surprise kind of. Gennaro's the
I want to do,
because
because you brought up that like what makes a relationship last. There is this one YouTube video, and I'm going to share it with you. Maybe I'll have you put it in the bottom, but
yeah.
I love it because I feel like it kind of relates to a lot of my previous relationships, and majority, well, they all didn't work out for lots of reasons. But he says like the one thing to like keep your marriage alive and like, make sure it lasts long. Because the guy was like, how are you and your wife like still together after so long? He said, one thing is, we always make sure we're attracted to each other. I'm crazy attracted to my wife. She's crazy attracted to me.
I feel
he says that's so important. Like he says, I stay looking good. She stays looking good.
Yes.
We want to stay looking good for each other. Like he's like, I can tell, like even to this day, how long we've been together, we are so infatuated with each other that it's like, that's a huge thing.
Yes, you put on like something cute for them. Like I always feel that way. I know it's silly, like maybe not to this extent that I go to, but like I will not be like just like lounging all the time. I don't know that I've ever been like in a bun, like just greasy girl. Like I literally do not. I know that's a beautiful thing to be so comfortable, but I'm always like going to do a little something or like feel, or even if I'm like, whatever, I'll just put my hair in braids and like put on cute little shorts and socks or something, just to always feel like, I don't know.
You feel good when you look your best, and then knowing that,
I'm always going to stay on top of my nails and all that. So
girl just got her nails done
yes,
again.
Girl. Look, we're twinning with our nails. Love
we
that.
are.
Yes.
We go to the same salon.
Yes, we do. As if you couldn't tell, with the
different people though.
With the Frenchies.
Her people have a wait list. I go to like someone. My girl's always free for me.
That's not true. She's a queen. She's amazing. I've been to your girl as well.
She always makes time for me. I love her.
Love her, Tina Teens.
I'd be like, Tina, I know you got
Tina.
Fit me in there. She's like, anything for you.
Yes. Okay, so for next week, we are finishing Mary's book, Bella Vita. We cannot wait. We are so hyped. Clearly, we are in love with these characters. It's bittersweet because that means it does come to an end.
Ugh.
But as we said, after Mary's book, if you want to get on top of it, order Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. That will be our next book. But until then, read from chapter 29 to the end of the book for next week's episode.
And if you guys haven't started the series, start from book 1.
Yes, Vivi il momento.
Oh, I was talking about
our
next
you're
book.
Talking about Fourth Wing?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm saying
if you want to stay on top of Onyx Storm, you got to read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame before you get there.
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
but then also make sure you read Mary's
first
book.
Get there.
If you guys are watching on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe. We're also on TikTok and Instagram at Book Please Podcast. Thanks, bitches. Bye.